Saint Ethelbert, King of Kent, equal to the apostles. February 24th. A pagan Anglo-Saxon king embraces Christianity, establishing the church in his kingdom and laying the foundation for a Christian nation. The life of Saint Ethelbert, King of Kent, unfolds as a testament to divine providence and the transformative power of the gospel. Born a pagan, he ruled the kingdom of Kent from approximately 589 until his repose in 616. His journey from a ruler of a pagan people to the first Anglo-Saxon king to embrace Christianity marked a pivotal moment in the spiritual history of England, earning him veneration in the Orthodox Church as equal to the apostles. Before the direct arrival of the Roman mission, the seeds of faith were sown in Kent through a strategic marriage. Ethelbert, son of Eormenric, wed Bertha, a Christian princess from the Frankish kingdom, daughter of King Cheribert of Paris. A condition of this union was Bertha's freedom to practice her Christian faith. She arrived in Kent, accompanied by her chaplain, Bishop Leudhard. Together, they maintained a place of worship at the restored ancient church of St. Martin in Canterbury. This established a Christian presence within the royal court, offering a quiet witness to the king and his people. In the year 5597, the divine plan for England began to unfold with greater clarity. St. Augustine of Canterbury, accompanied by 40 fellow missionaries, sent by St. Gregory the Great, Pope of Rome, landed on the Isle of Thanet. King Ethelbert, exercising caution, met them in the open air, a custom observed mitigate potential magical influences. He listened patiently as St. Augustine presented the message of the gospel. Though he did not immediately embrace the faith, he was impressed by the conduct of the missionaries and the content of their preaching. He granted them permission to reside in Canterbury, providing them with lodging and the use of the Church of St. Martin for their services. He extended to them the liberty to preach throughout his kingdom, a significant act of royal patronage that allowed the word of God to be heard freely. Inspired by the holiness of the monks and convinced by the truth of their message, King Ethelbert made the profound decision to be baptized by St. Augustine. This sacred event likely occurred on the Feast of Pentecost in 597. With this act, he became the first Christian king among the Anglo-Saxons, setting a precedent for his people. The historian St. Bede the Venerable records that King Ethelbert did not compel his subjects to be baptized, demonstrating a policy of religious tolerance that allowed for genuine conversion rather than coercion. Nevertheless, the king's personal example and his steadfast witness to Christ led thousands of his people to embrace the faith. Following his conversion, St. Ethelbert became a fervent patron and protector of the nascent church in England. He dedicated land and resources for the construction and restoration of churches and monasteries. Among his most significant contributions was the founding of the church and monastery of Saints Peter and Paul, later known as St. Augustine's Abbey. He also established the foundation for what would become Canterbury Cathedral, a central pillar of the English Church. His efforts extended beyond Canterbury, as he played an instrumental role in establishing episcopal sees in London and Rochester, thus creating the necessary ecclesiastical infrastructure for the widespread propagation of the gospel. Beyond his direct support for the Church, King Ethelbert also contributed to the legal framework of his kingdom. He promulgated the first known written code of laws in any Germanic language. This code was not merely a secular legal document. It included specific provisions that protected the church, its clergy, and its property, thereby integrating Christian principles into the very fabric of Kentish society. This legal framework provided stability and security for the burgeoning Christian community, allowing it to flourish under royal protection. Saint Ethelbert reposed in the Lord in the year 616, having faithfully served God and his people. He was laid to rest in the chapel of St. Stephen within the monastery of Saints Peter and Paul, alongside his devout wife, Queen Bertha, and her chaplain, Bishop Leudhard. His life stands as a testament to the power of a single individual's conversion to transform a nation. Through his reception of the missionaries, his personal embrace of Christ, and his unwavering support for the establishment and growth of the Church, St. Ethelbert laid the spiritual and temporal foundations for the Christianization of England. For these foundational acts, he he is honored in the Orthodox Church as equal to the apostles, a title recognizing his pivotal role in spreading the light of Christ to a new people and land. His memory is celebrated on February 24th or 25th, depending on the local Orthodox calendar, a day when the faithful recall his holy legacy and intercessions.